Well, I hope everyone is doing good. And today I want to talk about my sleeping bag and some of the care and maintenance that I do need on the land. Looking after your sleeping bag while you're out there, especially for a long period of time, is really important. And so today I'm just going to talk and show kind of some of the things that I did out there. And it was a daily routine for me. So I'm going to get on with that a little later. But first, I'm going to have to clear off the table. So that's going to take a bit of work. And just look what I got right here. On opening day, the old man, 84 years old, got his moose. And we were away on a little family trip. And so on the way along, we stopped into Port Old. And he gave us this hind quarter right here, minus a steak or two. And Sassy be coming in here in a minute. And so I got a hind quarter there. And look at this. I got still some meat I left on them. I got the marrow bones. And I also got the rib section and the best part of the front quarter right here. So I got to get all of this put in the freezer. It's kind of warm. And it was harvested on opening days, so we already got a few days on it. So first thing now is I got to cut this up and get this in the freezer. I'm also going to make some moose nickel, dried moose meat. And I usually hang it up over here on the racks. So later on, I'm going to even though it's warm, I'm going to light a fire in the stove, so just get a little bit of heat coming up around that. So I'm going to have a busy day. I'm also going to make some, grind up some moose meat, make some moose jerky and things like that. But the rest of it is going to go in the freezer for now, where it's so warm. And that's the grouse crop that I got out on the land. And that's the one the wife got when I was away. So, and they go on our Christmas tree. And I got Sassy here in the shed. I'm gonna have to keep a real good eye on her with all this moose meat around, that's for sure. Now I'm going to fry up some moose meat for dinner as well. And I'm gonna get a bit of this. See that? That's moose fat there. I'm just gonna use the fry the meat up bit. I get another small bit there. Oh, it's gonna be delicious. Now I got my meat saw. Put that line here, so get it in the freezer a bit better. I'm gonna cut my turd. Hey, Sassy. Oh my, she wants a little bit too. A little bit for Sassy. There you go. Now I'll put this fat up a bit high so Sassy don't get at it. Yeah, this is real good because I never got no big game tags this year. I put mine in for caribou. But the way it's looking, I should get tags next year for caribou, so that'd be good. I'll tell you, I really like this enamel coated cast iron. I tell you, great cooking gear. So I'll just throw all that in there first, and I'll render the oil out of the fat, and then I'll put the rest of the moose meat in after. I just wrap it up as tight as I can and tape it around, and I'll put it in the freezer, in these larger pieces like that. And then when the time comes, I'll take it a piece, cut it up, use that up, and then I'll take it another larger piece, cut it up like that. And I find it keep better like this. So. One more little bit, and that's it. There. Even Sassy the dog is hard on my meat. Ah, you love to play, don't you? Oh, I don't have my boots. Well, I just hand jointing right there, and now I'm going to hand jointing right here at the knee, I guess you could say. That's a fine chunk of meat there, so I was going to use some of this now for making some real nice moose jerky and nickel. That's enough now. Here, take that and go. You know, when I put this in the freezer, we're still a bit soft. I put together really tight in the freezer, so no air is getting around everything. You know, air is what gets stuff. So, a little more salt probably, a bit of pepper. It's good. It's a good mousse. More piece here now. Hot, good. Oh, that's good. Real good. As well, you know, I want to thank everyone that bought me a coffee through buymeacoffee.com. And like I always say, you know, never feel obligated to buy me a coffee, but I really do appreciate, you know, when someone do. I really enjoy my coffee. But I want to thank Ellen Pan for the coffee, Penny, Tony, Winland, Chelsea Barker for the coffees. I really appreciate it, and they congratulated me on winning alone season 11. And I also want to give a special mention to Scott K. He bought me 10 coffees. Wow. And he told, like, if you go to buymeacoffee.com, you can see the comments that everyone left behind here, and you'll see Scott's there as well. And he was out hiking, found himself in a really difficult situation, had a long hike out, but he was motivated, kept going because of my positive attitude and things, you know, that I showed on the show. And he was inspired by it, and it actually helped him to keep going to get out of a difficult situation. And so, you know, and I was thinking about that after I read the comment, you know, and, you know, everyone should try to be a little more positive all the time, you know, keep that positive outlook, and that's contagious, it spreads, and, you know, I guess we'll be all better off for it. But he was really appreciative, you know, he fed off encouragement from my positivity, the way I handle myself on the show, and he was inspired by it, and it helped him to get out of a really difficult situation, and he was really appreciative. So thanks for sharing that, and like I said, anyone else can go to buymeacoffee.com and see the exact story there or whatever. So yep, thank you. And Chelsea Barker was looking for a recommendation on a knife, and what better knife to show than one that I had come today for myself. This is a TBS the Bora 2. Yeah, I only picked this up at the post office a couple hours ago. You know, the knife that I had it on a loan was a custom made from Killinger Blades, and you know what? This knife is a lot like that knife. Yeah, I'm gonna switch hands here a little bit, and so this is you know, I think it's gonna be a fantastic bushcraft knife. Yeah, I really like it. You know, full tang, nice thick spine, like really robust knife, and that's kind of like, and like I meant, if I had two of these knives broadside, you know, they'd be a lot alike. This is the kind of knife I like for bushcraft, and it's a great knife then for other stuff as well, cleaning small game fish and things like that. So I mean, you know, I'm not affiliated with these knives any way, shape, or form, but this is just a knife that I had for myself. So if I'm going to recommend something that you would actually use yourself. Now I'm going to talk about my sleeping bag a little bit, because I'm telling you, looking after your sleeping bag out there is really important, and there's quite a bit to it. But first I'll show you, this is moose meat drying here, just moose meat cut kind of thin, a little bit of salt sprinkled on it, and actually some of it's a little bit thick, so I'm just going to split it again now when it stiffens up to a little tiny bit more. And I was actually going to light the fire in the stove, but I didn't do that yet. I might just wait till tomorrow now. Seems like it's drying nice as is. And I tell you, the kids love it, and especially Anna. She absolutely loves Nicola. Now, it's kind of hard to believe, but that sleeping bag will fit into this little carrying bag. And I actually got some footage from up north of putting it in this bag. So I'll just show that older footage now. I'm doing this demonstration in the shed because it's much easier, but I'll give you a lot of tips and tricks to looking after your sleeping bag. And so I just showed that older footage. You know, get no trouble to fit in this little carrying bag. And you know, when you take your sleeping bag out of that bag, the same way in the night time I was storing inside of my parker like this. So when I come in the evening, you know, I haul my sleeping bag out, and you know, I'll be kneeled down. It'll be nothing but a big mattress of boughs. And this would actually be my parker. I would fold the fur in like that, and I would fold it up. And lots of times that would actually be my pillow. I'm just going to lay my pillow one side there. And so, the sleeping bag one side as well, because just picture this as a bit of boughs. Down on my feet was a settled more. So I used to put my winter ski pants in there, just so to keep my feet more level with my body. I didn't want my blood the pool then around your feet. Now you know you want good circulation, and so that would be on top of the boughs. And we were also allowed to take a 42-inch by 42-inch scarf. So I actually had one of the Labrador flag crocheted for me. And so, you know, early on I used this as a pillow sometimes as well. Sometimes I use it as a little blanket, and sometimes, or most times, I would lodge it on top of the boughs. I like to keep the boughs covered up because, you know, you're there for a long time, and there'll be like a lot of wear and tear on your sleeping bag from beneath. So it kind of protected the sleeping bag. And so, and this would be my pillow up here. But, you know, lots of times, you know, if I take this sleeping bag out of that little pouch or out of my parker, you can see, like, you know, the sleeping bag is not gonna, the down is kind of clumped together, and your sleeping bag don't produce heat. You just got to trap the heat from your body. If your sleeping bag is not working right, your heat from your body is just going to come right down up through the sleeping bag. So you want all those down feathers kind of spread out, like, so they'll trap the heat and hold it there. And so every night before I lie down, you want to fluff up your bag really good. Make sure, you know, that the down feathers, the down is not clumped together. Like, make it all really loose. And your sleeping bag will work much better that way. And same thing, you know, sorry, a bit of cough. Same way, you know, after you use your sleeping bag for a few days and you don't get no sun or whatever, when you get a sunny day, then you take your sleeping bag and put it on the line right away and dry it out, because you will get a little bit of moisture from your body and that in it. But a lot of the moisture will actually come right through a sleeping bag and go right to the surface of the bag. Your heat pushes that out through as well. But over time, like when you can, you get your sleeping bag out on the clothesline. I had a clothesline, and you know, sometimes I'll be down to the kitchen side, and you know, be overcast, cloudy, because lots of days you get a little tiny bit of snow and that. And as soon as the sky cleared, I go right back to my tilt, haul out sleeping bag and putting on the line, and then I go back to my kitchen site or fishing, whatever I was doing. And I'll be watching the sky, and the sky started to cloud in again. It looked like we're going to get a bit of precipitation. I go back, I take my sleeping bag and put it in the parker, reach my tilt again. You know, I was looking after my sleeping bag really good. And really, you know, in the morning when I put it away, and in the evening as well, like I probably spoil a half hour to an hour every day just with my sleeping bag. And later I'll just show you how I had my sleeping bag on the line. But yeah, the main thing is just keep it all fluffed up and good. Like that. And then when I can, like I said, I get you down the line, but you can see just You don't like, you know, pressed together, everything clumped together like that, and you know the heat is just gonna come from your body and just go really through. So I keep it like that. And you know, I do know that sleeping bags over time are not as effective just because they do pick up a bit of moisture and everything else from your body. So while we're at orientation camp, I never used my sleeping bag at all. And same way when I first went on the land, before I got cold, I say it was probably almost 2 weeks on the land before I even used my sleeping bag, because I want to keep my sleeping bag in tip-top condition for when it got for when it got colder. And so yeah, so when the sun come out, I would just unzip my bag, and this one you can turn it inside out, and then this one even got the lines on it, and then tie that on one end of my clothesline and spread it out like that, and at the air and the sun get at it, and when it's, and even now if I had it out for a little while, you'll see like how nice and thicker the sleeping bag looks. And that's what you want, because that's when he's going to trap your heat. All that loose down in there. Yep. So you can hear the air coming out of the bag, just squatting here. Like I said, if you was getting your sleeping bag like that, then now it wouldn't do you much good. So, like I said, fluff them up and get that ear in there again, and that's when he'll be working his best. So this is my routine, like I showed before in another video. And the same way, you know, when I come back every evening, when I crawl, my tilt was small. So when I crawl in, my 2 feet reach through the door, and I bang them together, you know, and I get every bit of snow off my boots. Now I didn't want to carry no snow into my tilt. And as well, I want to mention, so when it did clear up and I get my sleeping bag out on the line, I'll also get this out on the line, keep this dry, ski pants and everything else, so that way all that nice dry clothes behind the barrels again, and then sleeping bag on top of that, right? Because if that's damp, you know, you get moisture from the bottom. You really got to protect yourself from the bottom too. That's why I had like a really thick barrel mattress. You need that, you know. That's key as well. Now I got to put all this. I put all this one side. Friday evening, I'm gonna talk with some of this down in Northwest River. There's gonna be a few people there and whatnot. So, you know, I'd rather be out on the land alone, you know, doing my thing than in front of a big crowd. But, you know, I'm doing a lot of interviews and that too. But I feel like you kind of got to give back a bit as well. You know, a lot of people was behind me and all that, and so you know, you got to give back. And so I'm really normally I would not be looking forward to something like this, but I am on this occasion. Some of this nickel's kind of thick, so now I'll dry it a little bit and just splitting it, just make it a little thinner, like, you know, cutting towards my fingers, but I'm careful. And just, yeah. Just back on the rack. Piece of way off separate. Good. A little bit too dry. stove is throwing off a good heat there now. A gift from the Fur Master. It's pretty cool. And hopefully later on this evening they'll be ready. Some of the thinner pieces will be ready anyway. And I was really looking forward to this. And I got Honey and Sassy here in the shed. There you go. Trying to cut up some carrot here for some moose soup. Oh, my swing. Well, you know, I must say, it's all things moose here now. Yeah. Had some pan fried yesterday. We got the moose nikawani out there, moose soup, a hearty pot of moose soup. So I'm going to add the rice there. And over right here now, I'm going to get ready. I'm going to grind up this moose meat right here, and I'm going to spice it up and let it sit for a little bit, make some moose jerky. And I must say, you know, this is the best taste of moose I had in a very long time. So yeah, we're really enjoying it. Excuse me. Now, I'm not going to show making the moose jerky and things like that, but at the end of the video, there'll be quick links to videos that I've done in the past showing how I do all this. Hey, that's funny. I got a piece missing. I usually keeps everything together. I'm going to run back out in the shed. That's odd. You know, I'm not seeing it here. This is where the meat grinder was too. A slicer, saucy stuffer, and canner. This is where I keep all of my food processing things. But I was kind of looking there too. The old-fashioned grinder right there. That one there might work. But I'm gonna check. I think the jerky cannon is in the house, so it might be in that box. Because I usually, when I'm using the grinder, I'm usually using the jerky cannon. So now, if he's not in this box, I could be in trouble. Let's hope he's in this box right here. And a moment of truth. And there it is right there. Perfect. One thing I found as well, you know, when you're putting this together, you don't want to tweak this one in too much first, because it makes it harder to spine in here. So you keep it a little bit slack first. And then you tighten this one in. And I gotta show this as well. Just look at how nice this meat looks. In there, a little bit of sinew or fat, little things I cut out. I'm going to keep it for treats for Honey and Sassy, and they'll enjoy that for sure. You know, use quality meat. Excuse me. Yeah, you use quality meat and you'll get quality jerky. Yeah, so I got enough there for a burger each for supper, and maybe a bit of leftover soup with that. That'd be a nice meal. And right here now, I'm gonna weigh off, see how much meat I got there for the jerky. Oh yeah, 6 pounds here for sure. So that'd be enough to fill up the dehydrator. So right here is teriyaki flavor, and right here is traditional. And I also took a bit more moose meat for 3 more burgers. Make sure it's enough. Just look at this. This is like a really hearty soup. Almost like a stew, really, but oh man, it's gonna be delicious. Yep, bring back the meat grinder and pick up the dehydrator and a little bit of slag there. Bit for Sassy. And some for Honey. I think it's too much. I'm gonna put some in the refrigerator. It's not really dried yet. Oh yeah. Oh, that is good. I had to get another piece. So good. I just opened the door to the dehydrator just so I can show you all this moose jerky. And the smell is unbelievable. And it just finished a couple of moose burgers. Yeah, we're really enjoying the moose, I must say. This is too funny. I'm here editing the video, and Sassy is barking in the video, and now Sassy's here listening to herself barking and getting all rolled up. You're barking at yourself. I think Honey knows what's going on, didn't you, Honey? Who's that? Who's that? Go see, go see. Oh yeah. Nice and dry to now the moose nickel. Just gonna tear off a little bit here. Oh man, that's so good. This won't last long, and you don't want me too much longer, and I'll do another batch. And before I go, I'll just show you I'm getting ready for a presentation down the Northwest River. First kind of ever presentation like this. We'll see how it goes. And I also want to show this. On my way home the other day when I picked up the moose, there was a book lift up to the Red Roof there for me. It's by Robert Hardy. He's been grown up in Battle Harbor. My grandfather lived in Battle Harbor, and when you look at this, there's a lot of pictures in there, so I'm really looking forward to going through this. And there's a place very close to Battle Harbor called Gunpoint, and I heard grandfather talking about Gunpoint a lot of times, and I have not actually hunted there, but me and the cat slayer Tyler, we're planning on a hunt there sometime, so I'm really looking forward to it. That sounds like a bucket list item, just to go there and see that place where grandfather talked about so much. And before I go, someone that I know messaged and wanted me to give a shout out to one of their friends who is a big YouTube fan and been following me closely on the Alone Show. So a big shout out to Deborah. I believe he lives in the Cornerbrook area. I should double check that, but pretty sure. Yeah, so thank you very much. Really appreciate it. I'm trying to think here now, but I think that's pretty much it for this video. I just wanted to talk about my sleeping bag a little bit and stuff, and just show what I'm up to. I guess I get like a lot of messages, or a few anyway, sometimes, where you at, what you doing, and stuff like that. And so sometimes, you know, I just add it to a video. So yeah, so I really appreciate everyone watching and sticking along this far. Take care. All the best from the big land.